Hi everyone, this is Debbie from Project 39 Mini Albums, and I am bringing you today what I smashed with this month's Smash Your Small paper pad. This is a collab hosted by Deb Hauk of Deb Hauk's Crafty Cottage, and every month a group of us get together and show you what we did to smash a paper pad smaller than 12 by 12. So we hope to inspire you to use up the paper in your stash. As you can see, this month I used some Graphic 45 Fairie Dust paper. I actually had almost a full 8x8 pad and then another 8x8 pad that had maybe 4 or 5 pieces and a bunch of scraps. And as well, I had some of their Floral Shop collection, and I had some 12 by 12 pieces to match both collections that I just thought, you know what, I might as well use everything at once. I don't know if you know, but Graphic 45 on their covers make these tags and pillow box templates that you can cut out and use anyhow. I thought that was very cool. So earlier this month, actually for April 2nd, I had made a sheet load of cards with the Call Me Crafty Al sheet load, and I had used this from the Fairy Dust collection. So I thought they were very pretty. I don't know what that is. So I decided, you know, since I've used that, let's go ahead and use the rest of the paper and see what I can get out of these paper pads. So the first thing I made was this folio, and I was having Mother's Day, keeping Mother's Day in mind. This was one of the 12 by 12 papers, and this is not a cut apart, but part of a ephemera pack, I guess it is, to match this collection. And I just love the flowers in this. I do have a tutorial on this style of folio. I will have to link it below to show you how I made it. It was pretty simple. So let me show you, I'll do a walkthrough of this to show you how it is. So this is part of the cut aparts, and that'll open. And then this opens down. And I did print this out on my printer. It just tells you where to put your photos. That's held in with a magnet. And then this side opens up. That's one of those, I'll call it a cut apart, but it really wasn't a cut apart. And since this folio is 8.5 and the pages are 8 inches, I did have to add something at the top. So there was some paper that had a border on it, and I just trimmed that out, and you know, I think it looks seamless. I don't think you can tell. This is held together with a magnet, so that'll open like that. And then this will open like that way. And then we have this waterfall, which will fit, I'm looking to see if I have a photo, but it'll fit a 4x6 photo with no problem, no cropping. So you could get, I don't know, 15, 16 photos right there, plus one there, one there. I mean, there's a lot of room in this folio. Now I didn't have that much paper, so I left this blank so you could put the photos right there. But it still looks pretty. It's a nice presentation. So this will go up like that, and that is held on with a magnet, and that closes, and that closes. And then the meat of this album is really what's inside here. So these two flaps will open like that. And I had a punch and just made this as a little tab, and I think that worked real well. So this will open this way. And again, room for a 4x6 photo. It's open, so you could put your photo there. Isn't that beautiful paper? I thought that was pretty. And that matches with this. And again, the paper was only 8 inches, so I cut this from another paper. It looks good, doesn't it? Ways to make it work if you need to. So that'll open like that. Another room for a photo. I did take a white gel pen and make a line. Now I could have put more paper on top of this, but I just decided to keep it simple so people would know that's where your photos go. Now this is a little bit smaller than 4x6, so if you have a 4x6 photo, I'd crop it down to 3.5 by 5.5. And you can put that on both sides and that'll fit right in there. Again, I didn't want to make it too bulky, so I didn't put paper on there. I could have used just plain copy paper, but I didn't. So this will open, and this is a side loading pocket, and that'll open there, and this is good for a 5x7 picture. And here's the matching cards there for a 5.5 by 3.5 picture, or 4x6. So you can put 4 right there, 1 on each side, and that'll open that way. Another matching side loading pocket with room for, well, I say it's good for a 5x7 picture, but you could put 4x6. You'd have to crop it down a little bit, but you could put 4x6 photos there. Now this comes off. There's magnets on the corner, so that opens up, and then room here for the photos and there for the photos. I did not want to put the dots on this page in case you wanted to put a 5x7 photo there. So let's put the magnet piece back, and this will open this way. Of course, room for a picture. And then I wanted to make a waterfall in portrait size. So instead of just the landscape, so there aren't as many pages here, but that does open up for your 4x6 portraits. And by putting that on the page, it gave me room for another photo mat. So I just put that in there. That's held together with a magnet if you couldn't hear. And then this opens up this way, room for your photo. This is held down with a magnet, so room for 5x7 or any other pictures you want to just add to this collection. So like I say, this would be great for Mother's Day, but I could also see it as a garden album, couldn't you? You could put pictures of your garden throughout the year. So I don't know if you could tell, but I used both collections in here. I think it works because it's all florals, even though the colors were a little different. But I like it. I think it came out good. But then again, you can't go wrong with Graphic 45. So there was that, and I had more paper left. Of course I did. So let me put that aside and show you. So this I specifically used that Fairie Dust collection. I just cut her out, added some flowers and mushrooms and that sparkly stuff. I don't know if you could see it, but that was fantasy fiber. I did a embellishment video about what I did on that. Just check my channel for that. So this will open up. This is where I used almost all the rest of the cut-aparts I had left, because the cut-aparts in that Fairy Dust collection are fabulous. I mean, look at that. That is magical. But we'll start here. This will open up. These were some more of the cut-aparts that I just made a little pocket with this little saying and just put these little ones. I mean, I could see giving this to a youngster with a great imagination. You know, somebody who would appreciate fairies and pixies and sprites and all that. So here's that cut apart. It's a little pocket page with room for photos or journaling or whatever you want. And on the back of each page, I made a little pocket and put a tag that has the little postage stamp from the cut apart page, and that's just plain on the back. So that goes in like that. There's another adorable cut apart and one of the little teeny photo mats. I inked around the edges of some plain cardstock with different distressed oxide in purple and teal and green, just to have it match all the papers. Aren't they pretty? Beautiful images. That's Graphic 45. There's that. And another little piece. Now, I didn't do a tutorial on this size. I mean, I think on my channel I have one earlier. Just a couple of weeks ago, I did a national park book that shows how I made the page. I mean, it's just a simple, this is the page, this is how you cut it. But that is perfect for 4x6 cut aparts. I made a tiny traveler's notebook. I took apart a composition notebook and made little signatures with the leftover paper. thinking that, again, if some young person with an imagination wants to go out and track whatever fairies they can find early in the morning, that would be fun to do. And what was interesting about making this is I'm on a design team with a company called Country Craft Creations, and one of the other design team members, Sandy Trefgar, had made a mini album, and she didn't wrap it in cardstock. She wrapped it with the paper. And so that's what I did. I wrapped the chipboard with the paper. I didn't wrap it with cardstock and then cover it. And I'm pretty impressed. Of course, this is a different method than regular. You'll have to see my channel on how a different way of wrapping mini albums is, so so it doesn't crack. And then I also made the hinge system with paper, the decorative paper, instead of baking it with cardstock. So I think you can only do that with different types of paper. You can't do it with every paper. I wouldn't do it with inexpensive paper. It would probably crack and wouldn't hold up. But anyhow, so that is project number 2 with the Fairy Dust and Flower Shop collection. But I still had more. Yes, there's more. So I love the cut apart so much. I made some cards. Very simple. You know, I just used scraps of paper and I stamped just images with different colored ink. I guess you could see that, just to make it a little different. But again, here the images really are the showstopper. I added a little Nouveau drops in iridescent to sort of give it a magical touch, and I used some ink of Stella to give it a lighter touch. So I made those as well. There are 6 of them. I know there's another one somewhere. And then there's still more. So I made more cards using that same sheet load of cards from April of 2021. And it was a great design. Oh, there's another one. And it worked really well for the pieces I had left. And again, I added some Wink of Stella and some iridescent Nouveau drops. And there's more. So since I had all these cards, I wanted to make card boxes to put the cards in. So I just finished the tutorial on how to make a card box for the cards for the sheet load, the mini slimline cards. It uses one sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper. So it's economical as well as useful. So that is on my channel if you want to check that out. It just makes such a pretty presentation if you were to make somebody a set of 6 cards and add the envelopes and put it all together, and it's just really pretty. So I did not completely finish all that paper. I have that left, and I'm going to just dabble it over the next week or so and just make some more cards. Can't make any more mini albums. I don't have any big pieces, but pretty good, huh? So we've gotten a folio, a mini, 12 cards, no, more than 12, 18 cards, because I had 6 of these, the card boxes, and I've pretty much smashed all the big paper. But by this time next month, I will have smashed this paper pad. So that's what I have for you. Don't forget to check out all the other fantastic paper pad smashers listed below, and have a fabulous day.